And welcome back to a new 3ds Max tutorial. So in this tutorial, now I'm going to make a fence. This type of fence we're going to make could be used for a farmer's field or a back garden, anything you like. So the first thing we're going to do is up where we have our modify tab, on your shapes tab, you have geometry, then shapes right next to it. Click the shapes and we're going to select the rectangle and we're just going to drag out a rough rectangle. Doesn't have to be perfect, doesn't have to be neat or anything. I'm going to put that to 0. Perfect. So now what we need to do is go back to our geometry and choose a box, and I'm going to make one, just a single of the fence pallets. So I'm going to go in and I'm just going to line it up like that and drag it up. I'll drag it up a little bit more so it looks nicer. And I'm going to right click it, choose convert to editable poly. So I'm going to select the top two and drag it in just so the fence has got kind of a spike to it, just because you can. And I'm going to colour it brown just so it looks nice without having to texture it. Because that's orange, but guess we're going to be orange. So now what you want to do is drag and copy this around all of this. So what you want to do is right click. No, I'm joking, you don't have to do that. This is why it'll make it so much easier. So we're going to select our fence palette and we'll go to tools, align, and then spacing tool. And what you'll do is make sure count is ticked and choose a number of fence pallets you want around this. So I'm going to say around 30. Seems easy enough. Tick follow, make sure follow's ticked, and on the type of object choose either copy or instance. In this case I'm using an instance because then if we edit one of them it'll edit all of them. But if you choose copy you'll have to edit individual ones, so yeah, I don't want different ones. So once you've done that, click pick path and simply click on your spleen and you will see that, boom, you now have, well, you can't rotate until you click apply, but if you click it and just click it again, you can see we have a fence, but it's not very good, so I'm going to add some more to it. So we'll say 40, boom, so that's better. So make sure you click apply, then close, and you can rotate around. So you will see a couple of them intersect with each other like this one, so you can just delete that one. And this one here intersects, but I don't know, I kind of like that one, so we're going to keep it. So some of them will intersect, but only very rarely, like this corner and the start of it. So yeah. So now what I want to do is put a border around our fence. So I'm going to press Alt W just to maximise it, and I'm going to click our shape and drag it up to roughly where I want it to be. Now I want two on mine, so I want one there and one there. So I'll edit this one, then just copy it. So what I'm going to do is go to our modifier list and add an editable spleen. A spleen is just another word for a shape in our thing, but a spleen is like a line shape, a 1D shape, kind of 2D shape. It hasn't got depth or anything. So I'm going to click edit spleen and we're going to scroll down until you see this bit here, spleen. Click the spleen and select it. Make sure you've selected it, just click it. Then you'll scroll down to geometry and you'll see here we have a button called outline. Don't click it, but next to it you have a text box saying numbers. Now change this to what you want. So if I go to my top view, you'll see that we have our red line. Then if I change this to 2 and then press enter, we now have 2 lines, and this is the thickness of the spleen. It's basically expanded it but not gave it like a depth yet. It's just 2 spleens together. So if you want to edit this one, you do have to go back and do it again, but you just mess with the numbers. So now that we've done that, we need to give it some depth and some like volume. So we're going to go to our modifier list again, and we just click extrude here. Boom. There's our fence palette thing. So as you can see, it's quite nice. It works very well. The outline of 2 was a bit much, so I'm just going to change that to 1.5, and we'll try again with the extrude. As you can see, that didn't work. So go all the way back 1.5, and we'll try extrude again. There we go. So you can mess with this amount if you want it not as thick, so I'm going to keep it at 1 just so it's nice-ish. And then I'm going to hold shift and drag up on my Z-axis to make it again, and click OK. Give it a bit of colour, so here, and we'll choose lighter shade of brown, and then I'll just click and render it so you can see what it looks like. So there's our fence palette. So really good square fence for you all. Really simple to do as well, didn't take long. Once you master this, you could literally create thousands of these things within minutes. Thank you for watching, join my Facebook group and see you next time.